Hey, welcome to Formula 4 Season 4 Driver Draw. Here we're going to be doing the draw for the European division. I'm Bloom Star, also known as Bloom, and I'll be doing the commentary this season. But before I say anything else, I want to say what a great job the Comsty team did last season, both in the European and the Australian division. No pressure, but yeah, well done to them teams. But I won't be doing it alone. I will be joined by All Shut Down, an ex-co-commentator, an ex-rival, and an ex-teammate. How you doing, All Shut?
I'm good, thank you, Bloom. Yeah, it's good to be back, and it's like you say, it's gonna be some big boots to fill this season. But seeing how a lot of these guys on the grid last season went, it'll be great to spectate it as well now, and be able to bring all that action to the stream as well.
Yeah, hottest day of the year. Only pinnacle for us to be doing our European driver draw because if, as you say, this season is anything like last season, it will be hot. But we're on a new game. We've got new season format. We're going to be doing 13 races this season. So a DNF will cost you a lot more this season than it would have last season. You might have been able to claw back and get the win because Peas did DNF last season. But a DNF this season might cost you your league championship or the pot championship. But talking about pots, obviously, as you know, here at Formula 4, we have 4 pots where each driver is split into the pot. And we have 5 teams, all with 1 driver from each pot. So, with no further ado, we will move on to doing the driver draw of the pot 4 guys. So we're going to draw each name, and first name will go in team 1, second name team 2, etc., etc. So I have my wheel of names here, and we will start with pot 4. So, and the first name coming out of the hat, pot 4, is Ramsel. The Ramsel is moved down into pot 4 this season because he's got more assists on. He's running no line, so that's going to be interesting to see how he handles this game with the less assists. So moving on to the second name. We've got Rosberg, a returning pot 4 driver. So very good quali pace. Let's see if this season he can improve on his race pace and then get further up the pot 4 table. So third name off the wheel is the reigning pot 4 champion, Just Mikey. So had a spicy battle with Just Mikey last season. So can he defend his reigning pot 4 champion? Fourth name going into team 4 will be Chewy. Chewy spent most of last season as a reserve driver, but I think he actually scored more points than I did as runner-up of pot 4. And then last but not least, we have Bannister going into team 5. That's the pot 4 driver. So that's our pot 4s separated into the teams. We will now see how the teams are going to get spiced up now with moving on to pot 3s. First pot 3 driver out of the hat is Keezer. Keezer is a good driver. Was he pot 3 last season? I can't recall.
He was pot 3 last season, yes. Had a good few battles with that guy. Actually, the pot 3 champion of last season. So he'll be looking to defend his title this season coming in. I was really hoping they would get a mini Ramsel duo there. That could have been on the cards, but looks like we'll be seeing them against each other.
Yeah. Next name out of the hat, as all shots just gone through, is Mini Ramsel. So Mini Ramsel for team 2. Mini Ramsel is first time on a wheel this season. So last game he was a pad user, but for this game he is going to be going onto the wheel. So we'll see how that affects his pace. And I think there's quite a few people chopping and changing their assists. But next driver to be out of the hat is Hamster. Now, Hamster's new to Formula 4, but he comes from CDR Tier 1. He was a pad user, but he switched to wheel midway through last game. So another one who's going to be getting used to the new game under new conditions. So fourth out of the pot threes is J Marks. J Marks, another new name to Formula 4. It comes from HDE, recommended by our very own Seascape. So last but not least, leaves our another new entry to Formula 4 is No Fandangle, who's on a wheel and joins us from CDR Tier 1. And he's going to be here for us this season, filling in for Team 5. So halfway through, we are now going to be moving on to the pot twos. Who's going to be the first driver to join Keyser and Ranzel in Team 1? It is going to be VFR Pillars. Yeah, raced quite a few races with Pillars, and it'll be interesting to see how Team 1 develops. Got some strong drivers there. Second out of the pot for pot 2. For Team 2, pot 2 for Team 2, we have our very own graphics god, Xerxes. That's Team 2, looking pretty strong as well. But for Team 3, we're going to be adding Walker as the pot 2 driver. Walker, I think, originated as a fan on the Twitter page. Not the Twitter page, the Twitch. So he joined us last season. So he will now be racing for Team 3 as the pot 2 driver. But joining Team 4 will be Mikey GTI. Mikey GTI had a good season with us last season. Pot 2 driver then, pot 2 driver now. And runner-up in the pot 2s is Curtis, who will be joining Team 5 as the pot 2 driver. So down to the big boys. Now, got some big names in pot 1. It'll be split between all 5 teams, and filling in the first spot for Team 1 is going to be DJ Death Dragon. DJ Death Dragon, winner of the pot 2 championship last season by quite a distance. So see how he fares as a pot 1 driver this season. But new game, new dynamics. We'll see how that fares. So who is going to complete the driver team for Team 2? It is going to be Chazza. Chazza reserved a lot last season, and he also, I think he was quite heavy in season 1 and season 2, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, he was a former teammate of mine in season 2. So yeah, he's a very strong. He's got a lot of pace behind him. So to see him and the drivers we have in the pot 1 for this season is definitely going to get spicy at the front end.
Yes. And someone who's no stranger to being at the front end, we've got Peas filling in for Team 3. Peas winning the pot 1 championship and the overall championship last season. So can he defend his title again?
Team 3 holding 2 of the previous champions as well now, with Mikey as well.
Yes. Team 4 about to be accompanied by I Am Sloth. Sloth doing some superb racing last season. He will be joining Team 4. And then that leaves, last but not least, is that Glock? Yes, it is. Glock is joining Team 5 as the Pot 1 driver. So, what does everybody think of that? There's some big names in there, big teams. As you say, reigning champions, 2 reigning champions in Team 3. That's going to be a team to fight with. But, you know, a lot of promising efforts last season from some of our drivers. But this season, we're going to be having 13 races. So every point will count. Starting at France, the 25th of July, we are going to be going there for 13 races. We've got 2 sprint races, commentary by myself and All Shot Down. Right, what else we got?
I was just going to cut in on the thing you said earlier about the DNFs and not scoring points is going to be more brutal and more. It's going to cost drivers more over the season as it's a shorter length. But we do have those sprint races in there, and there are a couple battles already that you can kind of see already. Like 2 of which that stood out to begin with for me, for example, is Xerxes and Curtis, 2 former Pot 2. Again, they were having a good old scrap last season.
Line up this season though, so we'll see about that.
The pot champion of Mikey, but then you've got Ramsel who came in close for his pot last season as well. So there's quite a few close races that should be good to see how these guys pair up against each other, especially with the assists. Mini Ramsel will be a good one to look out for, quite quick on the pad last year. But yeah, coming into the new game, like you say, turning the assists off, dropping down a division. So he's definitely going to give those pot 3 guys a lot to handle.
Yes, definitely.
I think Team 3 is looking quite strong. Obviously, with Mikey being the Pot 4 champ. P's obviously winning overall. Walker is decent. Hamster is also pretty quick, so they're looking strong. Yeah.
I mean, this first season of a new game, it's always going to be quite interesting because there's people learning the new setups, learning the new cars. There's handling update that comes out partway through, so that sometimes changes the dynamic of it. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. But I can't disagree. That pot 3, that Team 3 is looking pretty heavyweight in it.
Yeah, definitely. Although now with Chewy in,
I'd have to say pot 1. Pot 1 looks pretty strong.
Yeah, Chewy's a good contender for pot 4.
And Ramsel.
A few comments on the stream. Apologies, I've missed a few at the start. Death Dragon, Ramsel, my teammate, again, 3 seasons in a row. So you should get on some good race dynamics there. Ramsel replied, DJ, woo, 3 seasons. What are the chances?
And I'm back with Gaza from season 1, was it? Yeah. Yeah, that's right, wasn't it? Season 1.
Gaza, back with the team leader.
It'll be interesting to see how everyone's found the new game and they settle in, especially, like I say, with first round coming up. Everything's going to be mixed up, and as we go through the first couple of races, whoever can adapt or get their adapt to their setups quicker, is definitely going to run away with this in a shorter season length.
Well, these teams, they'll have to work as a team. You know, we've seen a lot of team play last season in the shape of Van Denge, who's unfortunately not joined us this season. Will we be seeing Mikey getting a special toe off P's?
Who knows? P's probably.
But yeah, as you say, 13 races. It's all going to be to play for. These pots are our best go at it at the moment. But there's still people getting used to the game. Still people getting used to wheels. It's just going to be spicy and fun. And the teams now will be going away, be put into their own Discord chat where they're going to discuss team names. They're going to get the primary color. They're going to get the liveries together, the branding. It's a really exciting time in the season where all these liveries come out, and yeah, get ready for France on the the 25th of July, ready for race 1 of season 4.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Oh,
Aye.
are we done? Is that all done?
I think we're happy. We've got our European division decided. We've got our Australian division decided. As I say, they just need to go away, sort the teams. Obviously, we haven't even mentioned the fact that the combined constructors as well. We've got to look at the fact of how the Australian division will help or hinder the European division and how they could work as a team, because Team 1 will be one team split between the two divisions.
I'm just excited to see what the different team names come out of all the different seasons we've had and all the different designs and ideas. It'll be nice to actually sit back and watch what everyone can organise and do. We've had some very beautiful cars come out, so no pressure, guys. But last year's was good, but I want to see some better cars this year.
Yeah, we had some good ideas thrown about, and as Glock says, good luck, everyone. Be excited. It's excited to be back on comms. Excited to be here with All Shut Down and represent Formula 4. I only hope that I can do Sini Skate and Housey just justice with our efforts on the commentary.
Oh, definitely. And
Yeah,
I think this season could just be pure pandemonium. So you never know.
Bringing it back to the pandemonium. No, happy days. I am happy. I hope everyone else is happy. Go away, get in your team discords, decide what colours you want to be, decide your team brand, decide your livery, and let's get moving.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.